Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advance. This is Game 6 of World Chess Championship 2023. Nepo is leading with one straight 1 point ahead and Ding has a chance to equalize with the white pieces. So let's see how he's able to do it. And we have seen in previous World Championships as well, Game 6 has always been a spectacular and one to watch out for, even with Mikhail Tal versus Mikhail Botvinnik, Spassky versus Fischer. So let's see what this Game 6 has to offer. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Ding goes for d4, we see knight to f6, knight to f3 and d5. We see bishop to f4, the London system, and surprising as it is, Ding is actually the first one to go for the London system in a World Chess Championship match. But okay, Nepo just continues with c5, we see e3 and just knight to c6. We see knight bd2 and we see a trade in the center, c captures, e captures and just bishop to f5. Just playing developing moves and going for a solid structure with c3 and e6. Just bishop to b5, pinning that knight and just bishop to d6. And we see a trade in the center with bishop captures, queen captures and both players just castles and just rook to e1. Nepo here goes for h6, not allowing any knight jumps, but just knight to e5. Trying to get that knight to a nice centralized square, and you don't want to trade pieces early on, so just knight to e7 and a4. And here Nepo goes for a6, pushing the bishop back and bishop all the way back to f1. Might seem like blocking in your bishop, but it's actually serves as a very nice defensive resource, and also you can remove that bishop later in the game as per the requirements. And here just knight to d7, challenging that knight of the center, and we see a trade. Knight captures, queen captures, and just a5, not allowing that b5 to be pushed to expand on the queen side, but just queen to c7. And after queen to f3, just rook fc8, and rook to a3, and bishop to g6, but just knight to b3. And after knight to c6, both players trying to get their knight to optimum squares, just queen to g3. Trying to ask for a queen trade, but definitely don't want to trade queens early on, so queen to e7, and here Ding starts an attack against the black king, and he goes for the very fierce h4. And after rook to e8, trying to go for that central thrust, just not caring about that and going for this knight to c5. But Nepo instead goes for this e5, and maybe this is giving Ding a bit too much, because here if Ding had gone for this best move recommended by the engine, which is b4, you go for this e4, trying to occupy more space in the center, and after a move like f3, challenging that pawn, just bishop to h7. And after a move like f captures, you go for d captures, and after rook to a2, trying to get those rooks into the attack as well, you go for a nice prophylactic move with king to h8. And after rook to f2, you do get this f5 in, but after bishop to c4, you see that white's bishop is very much strong, and as compared to the black's light squared bishop, it's not doing that very much, so definitely white is to be preferred in this position. But Ding doesn't spot all this, and Ding instead goes for rook to b3, and Nepo just grabs the pawn with knight captures on a5. And after rook captures on e5, just queen to f6. And after rook to a3, attacking the knight, just knight to c4, forking both the rooks. But now you have to give the bishop with bishop captures and d captures. And the best move for Ding in this position was just to go for this f4. And after queen to c6, you go for this queen to f3, asking for a queen trade, but the resulting game is very much favorable for white, because after queen captures and g captures, you go for this f6. And after rook captures and a rook captures, you go for this knight captures on b7, and after rook to e2, you go for this knight to d6, going for that c4 pawn. And after bishop to h5, going for that f3 pawn, you just go into the endgame with knight captures, and after bishop captures, you gobble up the a6 pawn as well. And you get this resulting endgame where white has 3-0 advantage on the queen side, and white is only up 1 pawn, but it's definitely going to be difficult to hold white in this position. But okay, Ding doesn't spot it, and he goes for this h5 instead, and Nepo goes for this bishop to c2. And after knight captures on b7, Nepo goes for this queen to b6, attacking the knight, but just knight to d6. And after rook captures on e5, you go for this queen captures on e5, and after queen captures on b2, just rook to a5. And now you can see that slowly but surely, white's pieces are getting coordinated towards the black king, so you know that attack is definitely coming. Nepo just goes for a nice prophylactic move with king to h7, not allowing any tactic to exist on the back rank, but just rook to c5. Here was a chance for Nepo to go into an equal endgame with a move like queen captures on c3 to create your own pass pawn, and after knight captures, just go for this bishop to d3, and after king to h2, just go for this queen to d2, and after white going for this rook to c7, now there are too many threats against the black king, but thankfully black has this very nice rook to e8. Yes, even sacrificing an entire rook, because if you do capture it with queen captures, you get this queen to f4 check, and after king to g1, queen to c1 check, and after king to h2, queen to f4 check. So you're going to have to settle for a propension in this position. But after rook to e8, you can choose to play this queen to g3, and after queen to d1, just queen to h4, defending that h5 pawn. And after queen to e1, you have this very nice knight captures on h6, and now you cannot capture with the king, because if you do go for that, you get this queen to f4 check. And after king to h7, you get this queen to f6, and now there's no move that can stop you from this inevitable check. So you're going to have to play this queen to a5, but just rook to c5, attacking the queen. And after queen to d6, asking for a queen trade, we go into this queen captures, rook captures, and just knight to f7. And after rook captures on d4, just king to g3, and you get this resulting endgame, which is very much a draw. So instead, Nepo tries this queen to c1 check, but it does not work. And Ding just goes for king to h2, and Here Nepo tries this f6, but just queen to g3. And after a5, just knight taps on c4. And Nepo just keeps on pushing his pass pawn with e4, but just knight to e3, attacking the bishop, and bishop to b1, but just rook to c7. And now you can see that there's a lot of pressure on that g7 pawn, and once the bishop moves, this knight is going to jump in with the action as well. So here just rook to g8, defending everything for now, but just knight to d5. And after king to h8, just rook to e7, not allowing that pawn to be pushed, but Nepo just goes for a3 either way. And after knight to e7, just rook to f8. And sadly for Nepo, this position is completely winning. So pause the video and try to finish it off in the best way possible while I give you a couple of seconds. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, which is this spectacular d5. And to understand the beauty of this, you're going to have to see a few moves into the future. And if you're able to see why, you're definitely a brilliant player, because even Anish Giri and David Howell wasn't able to spot this move. Because Nepo just goes for a2, just pushing his pass pawn, but just queen to c7. And now Ting is preparing definitely an insane mating net. Now I definitely don't want this knight to g6 to come with a check, because then queen caps on g7 would be checkmate. So just king to h7, but you get this knight to g6 nonetheless. And after rook to g8, you think you have defended everything. Well, think again, because you have this very beautiful queen to f7. And it was on this move, on move 44, that Nepo resigned the game, and definitely what a spectacular victory. Why Nepo resigned? Because let's say you play anything, you go for this queen to g5, you get this spectacular queen captures on g8, and after king captures, you have this rook to a8 check. And even if you eliminate the knight with bishop captures, but just you get this edge captures, and once the king moves, again this brilliant queen captures, and after king captures, again this rook to a8 checkmate. So Nepo realized this, and Nepo resigned the game. And definitely game 6 never his points, and although we could not see the checkmate on the board, but definitely what a brilliant checkmate it was. So thank you all for watching. I'll be coming up with another amazing game from the World Chess Championship and the chess board. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you all.